Okay, this video is going to show you how to find the intersection of two functions. So in y equals, you are going to put the first function in y1 and the second function in y2. It doesn't matter which was which. And these are just two examples, so these are not related to what you're doing in class today. After you put your equations in y equals, then you're going to press zoom 6. And the reason why we press zoom 6 is to get this to a standard 10 by 10 window. And we all start off on the same window frame. Now I know that this should be a quadratic because in y1 I have a quadratic function. And I know that this should be, my red line should be a linear function, which it kind of looks like. But I need to be able to see the full quadratic. I know that you can see one of the intersection points, but how do you know if there's not more than one intersection point if you can't see the full function? So after you do zoom 6, if you can't see the entire functions, then you're going to press zoom and then 0, zoom 0. So far we've done zoom 6 and zoom 0. Zoom 0 usually fits the two function into the same window, but sometimes it doesn't. So it looks like I can see my parabola here, but it's still missing a part. And then I see where my linear function does intersect it here, but it's also going to intersect it somewhere over here, which I still can't see. So after zoom 6 and after zoom 0, now I'm going to press zoom 3 for zoom out. Okay, now for zoom out, you have to press zoom 3 and then you have to press enter after that. But before you do that, before you press enter, take your cursor and scroll over to the area that you want to zoom out around. So I really want the zoom to be around this area. So now I'm going to press enter. And then that is going to zoom out a little bit more on my function. So now I can see the full quadratic, and then I'll be able to see the linear function and where they intersect here. So I see that there's two intersection points, and I want to find each of those. So the first one, the first thing you need to do, scroll your cursor over to the intersection point that you're concerned about. So I want to find this intersection point first, so I'm going to scroll my cursor over there. Then I'm going to press second trace, number 5 for intersect. It's going to ask me for the first curve, which means I just need to make sure that I'm on one of the lines, either the quadratic or the linear function. But again, I want to scroll my cursor over to near where that intersection point is. And then I press enter, enter, enter. And that gives me the first intersection point. Okay, so now I'm going to do that again for the second intersection point. So I go back to second trace. Again, I want number 5. But this time, before I press enter, 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 I'm going to scroll over to the second intersection point over here and then press enter, enter, enter. And that's going to give you the second intersection point. And then make sure when you're answering in context of the problem. So if we're talking about time and distance, then it would be, 11.47 seconds or minutes or whatever, and then 23.95 feet or meters or miles or whatever your unit of measure is. And that's all you do for finding intersections.